But tell us a bit more, right? Though these big companies and then entrepreneurship, right? Is it something which you always wanted to do, or where did that urge came from?
See, my father was a very successful entrepreneur. So as a kid, I've tagged along with him where he has done business, be it a small business or he was doing multiple businesses, right? So I was always with him, and just to see his passion, the way he used to work, it always inspired me, right? My father is my motivation, and I've followed his footstep. Although I've worked in large companies where people would want to give their arms and legs to be in companies like Infosys, HP, or even Target, but then I was never content there, right? Although fat paycheck and all the comforts and benefits, but then I was never content. I always wanted to be entrepreneur. That entrepreneurship kida was always there because of my upbringing. Even at the age of 10 only, I think so, I started working with my father,
Mm,
right? So I had seen how business works and how to be with people, right? So in a large organization, you might be managing a large portfolio, but still, it is not the same. So with that. See, there's a lot of
yes.
bureaucracy. Like I'm a person, I keep coming with new ideas. Innovation is my USP, but then going through the bureaucracy of presenting idea, implementing, it takes a lot of effort. And then
Yeah.
you sometimes get stuck in red tapeism. In our company, whenever I think of an idea or anybody in my team comes up with the idea and I feel that this is a good idea, we implement immediately. So that freedom I've got being an entrepreneur, we have seen a lot of ups and downs, but then somehow managed to survive with this 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have worked in big companies and you have been in B schools, then you learn a lot about business or strategy and all of these big words. But can you
Yeah,
share
absolutely.
maybe can you share one or two of those lessons that you have learned from your father, from directly observing him, which maybe
Sure.
are not taught in a like a traditional schooling environment, but which has been very valuable to you?
Most important was his persistence and passion, right? So no matter what, it could be a bad day at office, challenging a day, right? Next day morning, you would forget what happened the previous day, and with the same energy and passion, you would work. So that is what is keeping me also continuing with my entrepreneurship because there are not many good days. You see a lot of tough days, right? So that is one talent I learned from my dad that you need to be persistent and forget about what happened previous day. It's a fresh start. I see a lot of my entrepreneurship friends who sulk sometimes whenever there is a challenge. And then it goes on for a month or weeks. That's when they struggle. In my case, I forget no matter what happens. So that's one. Second is managing people, what I learned from my father, right? Just the way he used to give respect to everybody across the board, right? Even if it is a coolie guy or it could be a manager, he would speak the same way to everybody, right? And then everybody deserves respect. So when you do that, the team members always perform. That's the second skill I learned from him. And then predominantly a good leader he was, right? Good leader in terms of community or in the society, right? So just be observing him. He didn't make me sit and teach things. I used to just observe with him. And it has definitely helped both in my corporate plus in my entrepreneurship journey.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing these like wise words. And
Correct.
like I have my tremendous gratitude for you and for your father, because these some of these skills, like as we were talking earlier, maybe are not part of like a B school curriculum,
Correct.
but simply respecting somebody irrespective of who they are, people perform better. I think it's that simple truths that matter.